Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning viewers, I am Miftahuluda. Today on Saturday, December 26, 2020, happy gathering with you in Ilkom News program, which will provide you to the real news and which is taken factually and actually. Either in international and national, I will accompany you about 5 minutes with many kind of information. Let's begin the news today. UN calls for full inquiry into Papua violence. Indonesia must carry through independent and impartial investigation into a string of violence incidents in its easternmost provinces. A spokeswoman for the United Nations Human Rights Office said, tension in the provinces of Papua and West Papua have risen in recent months amid altercation between security forces and armed rebel groups, some of which have ended in violence and death. A slew of alleged killings involving minors in recent weeks has stoked fears among local residents, especially ahead of West Papua's self-proclaimed independence anniversary on December 1, which the government does not recognize. The Southeast Asian branch of the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights has expressed concern over the escalating conflict in the respective region. We are disturbed by escalating violence over the past weeks and months, and the increased risk of renewed tension and violence, UN Human Rights Office spokeswoman Ravina Shamdasani said on Monday. Shamdasani said a series of killings in Papua over the past 3 months, including the fatal shooting of a 17-year-old on November 22 and the murder of local public figure Pastor Yeremia Serembani in September. The 17-year-old named Atanius Buka was one of 4 civilians who were shot dead by unidentified assailants in 2 separate incidents in Papua's Puncak Regency last week. Another minor survived and went on to post a video about the incident that went viral. On September 19, Yeremia was allegedly tortured and shot at close range in his Big Penin in Tanjava Regency. An investigation launched by National Komnas HAM found that a member of the Indonesian military or TNI was allegedly behind his death. The death of minors in last week's incidents echoed the Paniai shooting in 2014, when 4 teenagers were killed and which Komnas HAM called the gross human rights violations. Presidential Chief of Staff Muldoko, who was serving as TNI commander at the time, denied accusation that the military has responded improperly. Authorities need to pursue thorough, independent, and impartial investigation into all acts of violence, in particular killings, and for all perpetrators, regardless of their affiliation, to be held accountable, Shamdasani said. The UN Human Rights Office also criticized the arrest of participants in a meeting organized by the Papuan People's Assembly to evaluate Papua's 20 years of special autonomy and the related funding in November. UN human rights experts have repeatedly expressed serious concern regarding the intimidation, harassment, surveillance, and criminalization of human rights defenders for the exercise of their fundamental freedoms, the spokeswoman said. She urged the government to uphold the right to freedom of expression and peaceful assembly, especially ahead of December 1, a day that some Papuans celebrate as the birth of the West Papua Nation in 1961. The government has dismissed any claims to independence by separatist groups and insists that the issue of Papua should not be internationalized. The additional security forces were deployed in responses to a series of riots and anti-racism protests in the province in August 2019. We are concerned about reports that both armed elements and nationalist militias have been actively involved in the violence, the UN spokesperson said. In his response, Foreign Ministry spokesperson Tengku Faizasyah said Indonesia was disturbed by the timing of statement which could be interpreted as supporting a separatist agenda. While we take alleged human rights issues including those expressed by the UNHR office spokesperson on November 30 seriously, we are deeply disturbed by the timing chosen by the office to deliver its statement every year. The date chosen around December 1 simply serves those promoting a separatist agenda, he said in statement to the Jakarta Post on Tuesday. We believe the UN Human Rights Office should take more care in delivering its statement so as to avoid such abuse and misuse, which is a contravention of the UN Charter and international law, Faizasyah added. Well, viewers, that news today. May it useful for your viewer. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.